Hello, this is Molly Reamer with 30 Days of Goddess in Bridges Grove with this week's mini ritual using the newest addition to Earth Runes, which is a progressive oracle card system that I'm building over the course of this year in conjunction with the Goddess Magic patrons on Patreon. That's patreon.com/goddessmagic, a Story Goddess Oracle ritual packet, and a little assist from the Song of the Grandmother's Oracle deck, as well as an affirmation card from one of Hay House's Louise Hay affirmation decks that related to our word of the month, which is trust. So, getting started with our Earth Runes card, today we have reached the card 15, the stones. And this is the rune of sacred space, earth wisdom, stone magic, sitting and observing. There's a classic quote that I've shared a lot of times before. It's dates all the way back to my Earth Prayer book, where it says, rocks have sat around for a long time. This is a quote from somebody else, but rocks have sat around for a long time developing powers. They know things that other people don't know. And I think I've learned with my own time in the woods on the rocks in my woods, which people rightfully recognize. This rune image is drawn from my priestess rocks in the woods, the very simplest version of me down on those rocks in the woods, listening, looking, learning, and feeling. And I really think that we can actually make friends with our landscapes. We can make friends with stones and trees and birds, and we can make friends with our own places in this natural world. We can make friends with the land we inhabit. And so that's what the stones represent to me, is making friends with our landscapes. So rune of holy ground, listening to the landscape, grounding, stability, drawing up strength from the earth, but also of priestessing. We all need our own sacred spaces to draw up support and sustenance and nurturing. And so let this stone rune remind you that there is sacred space all around us, but also to cultivate a relationship with your sacred spaces and to ask yourself if you have sacred space. And I mean, we all have sacred space within us. We all walk on holy ground. Sometimes it's a matter of just tuning into the sacred space that is already there. But is there something that you need to do to cultivate more sacred space around you? If you priestess or work with groups of people, do you feel supported and held by sacred space? Do you feel like you have the resources that you need to draw up the strength you need to serve others? And so I'm going to go straight from there to this trust card, because it says, trust, I can do it. So trust that you can do it, that you can ground yourself into the rhythms and the magic of your own landscape, drawing up strength and sustenance and truly vital relationship from that ground that you inhabit. I don't even know what it says on the side, but I will see what it says. In times of trouble, remember this: who you think you are cannot handle this challenge, but who you really are can and will. So yeah, let's draw some inspiration from the idea that we can trust that we have what we need. We can trust that we have resources beneath our feet, within our own forms, and around us in the form of the community and the landscape. We have resources upon which to draw in order to handle challenges. And then let's go with our card from the Song of the Grandmother's deck. We received Grandmother Bear, the card of permission. The message being knowing arms wrap you, reassurance that you're cared for, and that you can choose what comforts you. You can choose your own sacred spaces as well. So I feel like that's a nice connection there. So checking in with the book, which is by Kara Simons. It says, if you have had a challenging day, that's interesting because that one is about challenge too. If you've had a challenging day and could use a hug, the coziest lap in the world is waiting for you. I guess if you're a bear, that is. Grandmother Bear, the benevolent guardian, says to drop everything and come have a snuggle. She invites you to her sanctuary for creature comfort, security, and restoration. Perhaps you'd like to visit her in your imagination, lay your head on her heart, and listen to the resonance of her rumbly-tumbly voice as it soothes you. Maybe you'd like to personify her, nurturing through indulging yourself with a bubble bath, sweet treats, a nap in the sunshine, or your favorite book or movie. Consider what would give you ultimate comfort and give yourself unreserved permission to partake as you're able. And then her little note is, my arms are always open to receive you, little bear cub. Feel them around you and sink into the solace of knowing how much I love you. Take care of yourself the way I would, with liberal cosseting and comfort. So what type of comfort do you crave? What type of nurturing are you seeking? And what would happen if you allowed yourself to lean back into the arms of love? Or, as I say, remember that you walk in the palm of her hand, right here, right now. Okay, so the ritual from my Pandora card. So I have been working with Pandora personally since late last year, and so she's my Word of the Year goddess. This Pandora Muse OAK, so she's got the Pandora belt, but she also has my Word of the Year Liberate on it. And so to me, she matches really well with Liberate as a Word of the Year, because she's about unlocking your wisdom, unlocking your power, kind of setting free what has been chained up, caged, or locked away. And so Liberate goes really well with Pandora for me. So that's what she's hanging out here. And so this card was one that I made for myself as kind of a Word of the Year, so to speak, packet or reminder. So I treat these Story Goddess Oracle cards, I make them into these little ritual packets. So they're a standalone kind of packet that creates a little mini ritual right there. And then I move it from my prayer book to prayer book so that I can continue to draw upon it, continue to revisit it. I find there's a lot of power in coming back to the same message and regrounding yourself. I've spoken a lot this year about returning again and again to those things that offer you sustenance, that rebuild your soul, that are comforting, that are about your nurturing your own sacred space. Like, return as often as possible, really. And that's how the magic builds and grows. And so anyway, she's got these various things in her pocket. So free as a word connected to liberate. So may you be free to choose your own sacred spaces, your own sources of comfort. And may you trust yourself to be free, to unlock what you've hidden away and be free. And then a nicely connected reminder that I've come back to repeatedly this year as well. I am the site of my own liberation. I am the site of my own liberation. Let that sink into you. If you feel trapped or confined, or like you're grinding along with have to, should do, remind yourself that you are the site of your own liberation. And sometimes we do have to do things that we don't want to do or that are necessary, but a lot of times we have more choice than we think. I explored that a lot in Walking with Persephone. We have a lot more choice than we think, and it can be helpful to remind ourselves that we're the site of our own liberation, especially if you feel the sense of force. If you feel a sense of force or have to, ask yourself, like, how can I liberate myself from this? Is there a site of liberation here? And sometimes the answer is no, but a lot of times the answer is yes. And so, keeping in mind, my boundaries surround me, my boundaries protect me, my boundaries are healthy, my boundaries are strong. This is part of a ritual that I did with the Gaia Goddess Gathering last year. And then another word, renew. I deepen and replenish. I strengthen and renew. So that's a good one. And then, perfect for liberate. I consider all my choices. I set down those that constrict and confine me. I step into those that expand me, that set me free. We unlock Pandora's box and set ourselves free. Liberate, site of our own liberation. Oh, is there something on the back of there? There is! I give myself permission to rest. Oh, this is a whole packet of goodness and reminders. And then I have one of our own. We have these business cards / prayer cards. And so this is part of the vow of faithfulness I made to myself last year during vow of faithfulness with Woman Spirit Reclamation. And so I come back to this one a lot too. I am in devotion to my own life, to being here for it all. Purpose in my belly, stars in my blood, fire in my eyes, and magic in my hands. I am here. I am whole. I have everything I need within me to live the life I choose. And then closing with the last little card. This is from a new little set of Council of Goddesses card that I made as a special little bonus for my Goddess Magic patrons. I really love these. They're super fun. And so here's our closing affirmation or prayer. May I be as willing as Pandora, trusting my feet to carry me on unknown ground, unlocking doors and forgotten chambers, wisdom pouring from my hands without shame. So this week, may you tap into sacred space, that support within you and around you. May you remember that you can trust yourself, that you can do it. May you remember that you are the site of your own liberation, and may you allow yourself to choose what comforts you. May you set yourself free. Thanks so much for being here. Bye-bye.